Hey folks, welcome to Dave Holberg Fishing. Today's episode is the old Wacky rig. You see right here. Let's get into how I rig it for Lake Ozark pre-spawn and spawning bass. Stay tuned. All right guys, the old Wacky rig. Of course you need a Wacky rig. The old Wacky tool. I call it the old Wacky weight. That's a 1/32. And the old bucket dip and die paint pen. So first thing I do right here, I'm gonna take this, shove it in the old Wacky tool right there, the way that I call it the egg sac, right in there. I'm gonna take the old Wacky tool, I'm gonna push this O-ring down on the egg sac. Boom. Next thing I'm gonna do is take my 1/32 weight. I'm gonna go to the head. I call that the head and that the tail. It's kind of pointed at that end. So what I wanna do is I wanna put it in his head so when it goes down, it goes this way, because I'm gonna end up painting that tail chartreuse. So in the head of the bait, try to get it in the center, because if not, it'll start poking out the side. And again, this is a 1/32 like Nico weight. And I'll push it all the way down in there. You can get lighter ones. Sometimes I cut the head off if it's falling too fast for me. Deeper water, I'll put a heavier weight so it gets down there to the bottom quicker. The shallow water when I'm fishing, the lighter the better, but I do want a kind of a stand-up type of thing. And then last is I'm gonna take the tail. Remember, head's where I put the nail, tail's what I want, chartreuse or orange, whatever your color is. I'm using chartreuse. So I just go right down the tail of it, as you can see here. Just enough for this dingy water. Now if I had crystal clear water, say Table Rock, sometimes the gravel is here at Lake Ozark, but right now it's kind of dingy. Put that in there. So that's a Nico rig right there. And it is rigged, as you can see how that does that right there. When you throw it in there, it's going to do that, and then all of a sudden that weight's going to take over and it's going to do that all the way down. And that's normally, once it gets to the bottom, I'll jig it back up and back. And what I'm using for a hook, you know, a lot of people use them as drop shot hooks. Some people use the weed guards. I don't like those because I like these. It's just kind of the same hook without a weed guard, as you can see here. And the reason I don't like the weed guard one is the purpose of this Wacky rig here and putting that O-ring is try to keep from using this Wacky rig bag. You see right here, it's got like 5 Wacky rigs in it. 5 of those. I think it's like $4 or $5, $6 maybe. So the fewer I lose of these, the better. So what happens with when a fish hits this, it'll get a hook up and that'll slide up the line. See, like that, it'll slide up the line. So your hook's still hanging out here, right? And your Wacky rig's going up the line. So with this weight, with this hook, you see that little line, the weedless part of that? It's hard to push that back under that Wacky hook. See, like this, I just push it under there and it's back, and now you can use it. Probably, I've gotten 4 bites, 4 hits, 4 fish caught on one of those. But with that weed guard, it's hard to push back under, as you can see here when it slides up. See, if you got that weed guard, it's thicker. And it's hard to slide that hook back down, and you'll tear your Wacky rig up sometimes. But that's how I rigged the Wacky rig. You can use green pumpkin. This is kind of a watermelon candy. But anyway, hope that helps you catch more fish. I'm throwing these behind the docks or anywhere in the shallows. I'm blind bed fishing. I'm throwing it out there and just dragging it where I think there's beds. And if you keep it off the bottom, it's weedless, of course, but I'm only fishing less than 3 feet of water, so that's not hard to do. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helps you catch more wacky rig fish during the pre-spawn and spawn here at Lake of the Ozarks.